Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Really looking forward to talking with you all today. And let's fire up the screen and see if we can. Can you all see that screen? Okay.
Yeah, looks great.
Great. So my name is Ted Orme. I head up data integration strategy here at Qlik. And really, if you know a little bit about Qlik and the history of Qlik, really the first thing is that my first real point is to get over that Qlik has really evolved over the last 2 or 3 years. Be much more than just an analytics company. We've been Gartner Magic Quadrant top right now for 10 years of leading the analytics space. Qlik truly believe now that actually you need to think about the whole end-to-end around data. And Qlik acquired the company I work for, Attunity, sort of 3 years ago now, and to bring together this world of integration, analytics, and data literacy as a service using data, better skills. And it is this combination, this is where the power of Qlik, uniqueness of Qlik, to bring integration, analytics, and using the skills that we hold. These are the people that run the organization to understand how they use data. And it's all around the data. And there were some key principles around this that really drive everything that Qlik do. We're a SaaS first company. This is really a key component. Our platform, our analytics platform, lives in the cloud to be best of breed analytics. The customer principle, that's sort of an easy one to drive the platforms we run, but it's the data principle that I'm going to be looking at in more detail now. What does that mean? What does it's your data. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to use it? Where are you going to put that data? On premise, in the cloud, hybrid cloud, understanding the pressures that organizations are going through in order to leverage the benefits that they hold. And there are 3 trends that I'm going to tie into here and go through some customer examples about why. Why are organizations going on this journey to the cloud through modernization and transformation? And the first one, it's no surprise here, it's the rise of the mobile phone, it's the rise of tablets, it's the rise of how we interact with data, and about how application modernization really is the way in which organizations are driving a new initiatives for using data. Everybody has banking apps, insurance apps, travel apps, process apps. These are ways in which we as consumers interact with data, but also companies interact with their customers through the use of data. And QDI, Qlik data integration, is the key enabler for streaming data out of on-premise environments up to the cloud to build these applications. You're moving your SAP data, mainframe data, Oracle and SQL up to the cloud to build out these use cases. And there are a couple of examples here. You can see more. We've released a really nice use case around Swiss Life. Swiss Life right now, an insurance company. You can go to the App Store and download the My Swiss Life app, and you can log on, put in your customer details, and you can see all your policies, all your interactions. It's an easy way for you to interact with your provider, but also with Swiss Life to interact with their customers. But all of that needs access to trusted real-time data. That really is a key component that I'll touch upon over and over, about having trusted data enabled real-time into the platforms that you as an organization are building today. The second trend is around the sort of data warehouse modernization. And here, this is the rise of Snowflake, of Redshift, of BigQuery. When Teradata launched their very first data warehouse back in 1981, I think it was, to Wells Fargo, they created an industry of ETL. You know, transactional systems on one side, third normal form data warehouse on the other. And Informatica jumped into that space and became a billion-dollar organization. But modern cloud-based data warehouses, Snowflakes and Redshift and Synapse, and you want the data faster. You need real-time data there, and you want to explore it. You want the world of automation. You don't want this waterfall development of delivering a new warehouse every 6 months or every year to the business. You want access to real-time data available to the teams building those platforms on cloud elastic compute. We worked here with another insurance, with Zurich Insurance for many years, to bring together this world of integration and analytics. Alex Sidgreaves, she's actually been promoted to be the CDO now of Zurich UK, driving a culture of enabling real-time data, get the right data to the teams faster, and then they will build out the platforms, build out the applications, build out the value much faster to make them a data-driven organization. That really is that end-to-end message around analytics and using data faster within an organization. And the integration part is the first part of that journey. And the third trend, the third big sort of trend we see in understanding why that digital transformation move to the cloud has happened is around that next generational data lake as a service. And here, these are the lessons learned through sort of on-premise, Cloudera, MapR, Hortonworks, the complexity of those early first generational data lakes, Hadoop versions, because they were you had to manage all of that infrastructure, all of those different application components, became very costly, very expensive. And just putting all the data there was not enough. Needed to make it usable to the business. And here, over and over, we ask the same question. What data do you need, in what format, and why? And then QDI can unlock the value out of Oracle and SQL and DB2, stream that up to the cloud-based data lakes. Here, this is the world of Databricks, driving analytics, driving use cases over and over in that usable data in those modern platforms. I really like the Jaguar Land Rover example here. And why do I like this the most? Really, you can see the graph as being storage, how much storage is increasing in their cloud infrastructure. It doesn't go up that much. Storage in the cloud is virtually free for many organizations. You're only really paying for the compute. But paying for compute is you only pay for when you use it. And here you can see the queries are going up and up and up. This is business value. If you get the right data to the right teams faster in the format that they can consume, they will use that data and they will then blend it with other data and do more interesting things with it. I love the phrase that that data is an asset, data as a product, and the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. It's like a muscle. If you're using that data over and over and you're blending it and you're doing more things with it, it gets more powerful, it gets stronger, you gain more business value out of it. That really is when the nirvana of driving innovation, of getting the right data to the right teams so that they can do the work that they need. And with an organization like Jaguar Land Rover, you can see that over 187 applications were over 15 years old. They couldn't go back and rewrite those applications and change them. This is where the uniqueness of QDI and our CDC technology, change data capture, capturing the changes in real time out of transactional systems and streaming it up to on-premise and cloud infrastructure to drive innovation and change. What we see in the industry is these trends actually all coming together. You'll hear later on from Databricks about the lakehouse, because the lakehouse is this environment of not just a single use case. You don't want to create just another silo of data to answer a marketing use case, or another silo of data to answer just a finance use case. That data is valid for all the organizations for multiple use cases. So bringing the data out of on-premise environments, streaming real-time data out of Oracle, out of SQL, out of DB2, mainframes, SAP, streaming that real-time data up to the cloud, and then building those applications, building that use cases. What we have here is why QDI really is recognized as being the leading independent vendor, working with all of the hyperscalers, all of the environments, whether or not that's on Azure, on their event hubs, on Synapse, on ADLS Gen 2 for their storage, on AWS, on Redshift, or just on S3 as a storage layer, on GCP, on Google, running it up to BigQuery or just Dataproc. They all have their services within all of the hyperscalers, and QDI can unlock the value of your most valuable data in real time and stream it up to the hyperscalers. And then you get those best of breed product solutions, technology vendors that run across the hyperscalers, Confluent with their best of breed Kafka platform. So we can turn a database into a stream and stream that straight up to Kafka. Up to Databricks with their lakehouse, the real engine to run machine learning and multiple use cases. Again, independent of the hyperscalers, we can bring them real-time data directly into Delta, directly into the platform to enable multiple use cases. Snowflake, Snowflake is only cloud native, doesn't run on premise like Databricks, it's only in the cloud, but bringing the data is critical. Again, QDI unlocks real-time data and streams that up, makes that available to Databricks, Snowflake, Confluent. And this is where Qlik lives, as the analytics platform. We have our on-premise solutions, but our SaaS offerings for analytics lives in the cloud to drive that independent data message to answer your most challenging, most difficult questions. So this is where the QDA, where Qlik's vision comes together to drive active intelligence. And what do we mean by active intelligence? Really, it's the importance of data has value, but the value of that data is only driven when you use it, when you do something with that data. And like supply chains in a post-COVID world, the value of that data is only as good as the weakest link in the integration. Bringing together integration and analytics end to end to flow real-time data up to the cloud, up to the storage layers, and then run analytics independently across all of those platforms. This really is where Qlik is unique in the market and helping organizations get the most value out of their data today. I'm going to touch upon one other use case here. It really is that drives this use case, that drives the understanding of the value of data. An ABB is a multinational analytics organization, manufacturing organization. And here they had a structure of a vision. They had a clear understanding of how they can be a better data-driven organization, how they can use data not just to answer a compliance or a risk case or not, but all of the organization can see the same data, trust that data, and make business decisions and actions upon that data. And this is really a transformation way. And this slide I liked a lot because it's not so much about outward bounds saying what we are doing as an organization. Actually, the CDO within ABB used this slide a lot internally, describing to all of the business functions within ABB the value of real-time data, the value of having trusted the Uberization of analytics. You're in the marketing team and you're in the finance team. You don't need to have the full skill sets of integration to understand all the product portfolio. But data as a service, trusted data made available to you so you can make better business decisions, that really is that nirvana of driving value out of data. And this is that value sort of pyramid of Qlik. We work really, really closely with Snowflake on the data platform, core common platform itself, making that data available to each of the functions above. But it's only successful if you have that top-down strategic drive and initiative. When those two things meet, that's really where you get business value. Strategic, clear guidance of where we're going and where the future analytics platforms are being run, and then a bottom-up approach through IT, building out a center of excellence, building out through QDI, unlocking that real-time data and bringing the data to the teams that need it. And what did an architecture like this look like? Very familiar in across many organizations. And you have your transactional systems, your Oracle, your SQL, your DB2, you have other external platforms as well. But QDI starts with that change data capture. Log-based CDC. We're not installing anything on the SAP systems, on Oracle and SQL and DB2. We're just reading transactional logs, capturing real-time data and streaming that directly into the Snowflake platform here, and then making that usable to the business, an operating layer, a performance reporting layer, making usable data to answer not just one, but multiple use cases. And then line of business can come up and consume that data through tablets, through mobile devices, through dashboards. They use multiple analytics platforms. They use Qlik and Tableau and Power BI and other applications at the end, each one of them sort of servicing the same core value of the data. And QDI is streaming that real-time data out of those operational systems into the platform to really drive change within the organization. And what did we actually end up achieving? This is really that data as a service, that the operational data. Supply chain optimizations nowadays is such an important process in that sort of post-COVID world. But it's not just about supply chains of systems. It is also about people. HR data is now also critical to understand how many people are isolating for one reason or not. And HR used to be a quite once a month, once a week. It's all just about paying people. It's not really running the business. But that data is now critical to the way in which you're deploying your services, the way in which you're building out cars and manufacturing, or whether or not it's a delivery. How many delivery drivers we have working at the moment on the roads to deliver our services and deliver our products. And this is really where real-time data is the foundation for driving these analytics, these use cases. And it's no longer just downstream dashboards. It is driving the actual actions that are driving the business. If you have access to the real-time functional data, you can do things better. You can enable your teams and your businesses to be more operational. And this is really where the end-to-end vision is coming together, where QDI is streaming out the real-time data, and then the analytics is driving action using that data better. And through the numbers itself, working with ABB, it was a truly global organization. 37 different SAP systems from manufacturing, HR, CRM, distributed within all of these different environments. We could unlock the value of that data in near real time into an on-premise and cloud environments, and then drive that, make that data available to multiple use cases. And what I like best about the ABB use case is actually the time frame. They'd been trying to do this for many years, building out using traditional ETL, using traditional sort of on-premise batch processing, and the complexity and the challenge around that was causing that so many problems. They never got the benefit of the overall platform. Once they started building those real-time data pipelines through automation, through real-time streaming, unlocking those SAP systems and getting them into the cloud platforms faster, that was really where the projects took off and streamed faster and really gained that business value. I always like a quote from a CFO. CFOs are often, we're selling IT to software companies, we're selling IT to the technical teams that are looking after the mainframes and SAP and the environments. The business value, understanding that outcome really is, in the success story, is great to see. And it was great to understand then that everybody within the organization, through a divisional president all the way down to someone in the sales force, in the delivery, can access an app, can access a tablet, see their mobile devices, and see the same trusted data to know that they can do their job better, can be more efficient to deliver that is needed in an end-to-end flow, because the value is in the data that they hold. So really, it all starts with what data do you have? Oracle and SQL, DB2, SAP. These are the transactional systems that are running your organizations today. And QDI is the key component for unlocking that data and creating those real-time data pipelines, streaming those up to a hybrid on-premise and cloud, supporting all of the cloud providers, all of the best-of-breed technology stacks that live natively in the cloud. And this is where also Qlik SaaS and our analytics platform live. An end-to-end vision for unlocking data, bringing data to the platforms that you're building today, and then running analytics against that to answer your most challenging business questions. This is the vision that Qlik have in driving our end-to-end analytics, end-to-end intelligence. And I hope that that's been of interest of interest to you today. We're more than happy to answer sort of questions through Q&A and chats, but also contact us directly, and we'll give you more details about the overall platform and some of our customer stories that I've touched upon today. And with that, open to any questions, or I hope that I've hit the time okay to be within the time limit. So many thanks, everybody.